What is a spectrogram anyway? Sometimes you want to help somebody, but you just don't know how. That's what led to this edition of Stuart's Audacity Tips. I've been putting off this tip for a while, trying to figure out just how to approach it. Now that it's done, I hope it helps the original source as well as anyone you'd like to share it with. A while back, I received a comment on one of the SAT videos I've been producing on YouTube. If you haven't checked them out yet, visit this URL. The comment was a question unrelated to the subject of the video. Here it is, verbatim. I have questions, sir. You can make spectrogram grow up in Audacity. For example, we want to make large spectrogram. First of all, I can't tell you how much joy it gives me to know that someone whose native language is not English made the effort to ask this question of me in my language. I hope the information I provide here is useful. So first, what is the question? Obviously, it's related to spectrograms. In particular, I think it means the questioner wants to change the size of the spectrogram view. So let's start at the beginning. What is a spectrogram, and how do we view it in Audacity? The basic waveform is a two-dimensional display. It shows amplitude over time. A spectrogram is a three-dimensional display. It shows amplitude and frequency over time. It does this by displaying frequency on the y-axis, the vertical. The x-axis, horizontal, represents time for both waveform and spectrogram views. But what about amplitude? That's where the spectro, or color range, comes in. A spectrogram uses color to represent amplitude. The brighter the color, the higher the amplitude, and the louder the sound. Here's the same sound shown in a spectrogram in Audacity. The scale on the left shows frequency. Where there are bright spots, we know the audio is loud at that frequency and point in time. In the basic waveform, a block of audio stands out. If we look at the same audio in the spectrogram, it is concentrated at about 800 to 900 Hz and nowhere else. So that's probably a generated tone, like a beep. The waveform shows it's very regular in amplitude, and the spectrogram shows the frequency, the pitch. Incidentally, 880 Hz is an A if you're musically inclined. Now, how do we get to this lovely spectrogram display? Pull down the track title in the track header. There are options for multi-view, waveform, and spectrogram. The multi-view option splits the track into both waveform and spectrogram displays. The spectrogram option shows just the spectrogram. So this is one way to make the spectrogram bigger. Show it by itself in the track view. To make the spectrogram even bigger, drag the bottom of the track down, or use View, Track Size, Fit to Height. That's Control or Command-Shift-F on the menu. Finally, you can also zoom in on the track if you want to see more detail for a specific section. In this case, it reveals some interesting details about our beep. I can't think of any more ways to make a large spectrogram in Audacity, so I hope this answers the question adequately. Hope this helps. I'm Stuart.